Around the world, people are encountering a strange phenomenon. They're known as mystery lights, and they appear without warning or explanation, sometimes moving at frightening speeds.
We have measured the speed on the radar up to 30,000 kilometers an hour.
But Joshua Warren and his team on Brown Mountain believe the phenomena is much more mysterious. 2 hours into their search, their equipment suddenly goes haywire.
Wow, and I'll tell you what, now this is weird.
The EMF meter spikes,
I've never seen anything higher than 50 on that.
marking a sudden fluctuation in the mountain's magnetic field. Then Station 2 radios in a sighting.
Joshua, come in, over.
This is Station 1 to Station 2.
Hey, Joshua, we are experiencing an anomaly down in the gorge.
Here on my camera, it's right here. You see that? Right above my fingertip. If it's a fire, you would see smoke through the night vision.
Station 3 can still observe an anomaly to our immediate right.
Warren arrives to see for himself.
Okay, I do.
Let me point this out for Josh. Right here, Josh.
They use a laser pointer to point out the anomaly. Brown
I got it.
starts to pick up.
Let's hit it with a thermal
Zeroing
camera
in
and
on
see
the
if we
light.
can. We ought to be able to figure out if that's a campfire.
All right, I got it.
It doesn't seem to be showing up on the thermal camera. I would expect a fire to, unless it's just out of range.
The team uses a long-range temperature gauge to see if they can rule out fire as the cause.
Baseline 59, 60. It's actually colder. It is definitely colder than the surrounding area.
And then, a dancing ball of light appears in the distance.
Wow, you ever seen anything like that, Josh?
I'm not sure what the heck that was.
What is that? And Josh, it's showing up on night vision blue.
Maybe this is a reflection of some kind.
What the hell was that?
Station 1, over.
Roger, over.
Okay, just a moment ago, Dean saw and was able to videotape a rather distinct bluish, luminous form, and we're trying to see if we can rule out any lasers or other lights. Were you shining any lasers or lights at that station, over?
No, we've got his green laser, and no, he won't.
You know what? It looked like it almost manifested again. Oh! Right here, right here.
Suddenly, another light appears in the gorge. It's bright enough to cast light on the trees below, before taking off into the distance.
It shouldn't be blue on night vision.
They can't believe their eyes.
Was there a light being shined that we didn't know about? Because if that wasn't a reflection, I'm not sure what the heck that was.
The next morning, they meet to review the stunning video evidence.
This here, yeah, we filmed for 45 minutes. None of this was visible except via the night vision goggles. Baseline 59, 60. It is definitely colder than the surrounding area. If that was a fire, we should definitely got a hot hit. We didn't get a hit. If anything, we got colder.
I don't recall anybody shining any flashlights around, do you?
No.
This is much more subtle.
Yeah, this is different. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
cool.
great.
The team wonders about the physics behind the object.
Considering that those little dots are trees, that thing travels a big
Yeah,
distance.
look at this. Yeah.
That thing is moving.
The light appears to zoom off into the distance instead of actually going up.
Brian Irish runs the footage through a filter that helps isolate the anomaly.
So watch it here, and the negative image. And right there, instead of going straight up, it just goes back in the distance. And here we go. Wow. What do you say as far as scale? Chris, did you say you had something?
That little ridge right there, that particular ridge is maybe 300 or 400 meters long.
The speed of the light on camera, compared to the size of the ridge, indicates it moved unnaturally fast. A daylight photograph of the area gives a better sense of scale. And that's not all they've captured on video.
There's red.
Yeah. Was it one of the pointers that you had?
No. I don't know what that red is.
Night vision cameras only capture images in blacks and greens.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Just the movement of this, so I'm really not sure what to make of it yet.
I've never seen colors in night vision.
I caught the very end of it.
But you did see the blue, or?
Yes, it was.
I can't explain it.
It almost makes you think that there's something taking place here that's actually distorting the way the equipment is working.
Yeah. Very strange.
If equipment failure is to blame for the strange video data, night vision and imaging experts in Princeton, New Jersey should be able to tell. Princeton Lightwave develops and manufactures cutting-edge imaging equipment. The technology in their lab is so sensitive, they must wear hairnets and special lab coats to avoid bringing excess particles into the room. Dr. Bora Onat has worked on imaging technology for nearly 12 years. Today, he examines Dean Warsing's night vision setup, the one used to capture the Brown Mountain anomaly.
Here's a third-generation night vision device, which is typically used by our armed forces. And basically the way it works is it's able to pick up very low amount of light and able to amplify it and show it to us in a spectrum that we can see it in. This night vision goggles has been modified so that you can actually attach a camera to it, and then you can record the images that are being seen by this night vision goggle. This kind of a setup is actually pretty good for making night vision imagery.
Satisfied Warsing's night vision setup is sound, Dr. Onat brings in his colleague, Dr. Sabir Rangwala, to review the footage gathered at Brown Mountain.
I think this footage clearly shows that something is going or hovering on top of the tree line that you see here. You can even see another reflection of that when it goes around here. You can see another reflection of it following the top of the trees as well. So it seems not to be an issue or a problem with the camera, but it seems like it's actual footage of what's going on.
But the confirmation the orb is an actual object raises new questions.
Why would this phosphor screen produce a blue image?
Something like this shouldn't really happen.
Yeah. What about the electrons causes this thing to react differently? You know, what's the radiation source?
Yeah. So the only thing I may guess is happening here is that it's a light source that is a more higher energy light source.
Next, they look at the other anomalies.
This green spot here, it seems like underneath the trees there's some kind of a light source, either a campfire or some kind of maybe light.
They think the red light can also be explained.
Is there an LED on the digital camera?
I think in the digital camera, typically they have autofocusing feature, which uses this kind of LED. So we may be seeing a reflection from the autofocusing.
However, the blue anomaly continues to puzzle them. Dr. Onat heads to Princeton Lightwave's R&D lab to see if he can recreate the blue light source picked up on Dean Warsing's night vision goggles.
So here we have a monochromator device, which is basically controlling the light that we are going to be impinging on the night vision device. And the light travels down this optical fiber all the way to our experiment. And here you can see that the light, the green light right now, is shining onto this paper here. So this is the same exact setup that was used that night at Brown Mountain. If we see that we're able to replicate the blue light in this night vision setup, then we'll be able to say that what wavelength of light we were seeing that night in Brown Mountain.
Discovering this specific wavelength of light will reveal clues about the light's makeup, like the color it will appear to the naked eye, and what its source might be. Dr. Onat covers the night vision goggles with a light-absorbent cover to block any outside light.
Yeah, it's very
A colleague assists in adjusting the various wavelengths of light that will be beamed into the goggles.
500.
Dr. Onat observes the camera's LCD screen to see if the light turns blue, while his colleague runs through the entire visible light spectrum. But every wavelength appears green. The mystery remains.
We basically went through all of the wavelengths, starting from the UV all the way until the near infrared, and we were not able to replicate the blue color. Which means that what was seen in the footage could have been something that was a higher energy photon, something around, could be a gamma ray, could be X-ray.
But gamma and X-rays naturally occur only in outer space.